around with my wife like, you ain't hanging it up in here. So it's been sitting in the closet, nigga.
Hey, man, the painting is crazy, man. I just wanted to let you guys know we already started.
Oh, shit.
Where my roots reside, been here all my life. See, I can't deny that Carolina pride, 'cause it's my hometown. No, now, even when I'm gone, if you wanna know where I'm from, Carolina is my home.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Dab Sports, the fastest growing Panther pod in all of the land. Number one pod coming out of Salisbury, North Carolina, aka via Charlotte. Please like, comment, subscribe. Once again, we Dab Sports. We cover sports, of course, mostly the Panthers. You know, nothing to be proud of, but that's what we do.
Hey, man, be proud of it.
Oh,
At
okay.
least for a little bit.
That's what we do.
Man.
That's what we do. So we got me, D. We got Adam.
What up?
We got Brandon.
Yes, sir.
Glad to have Brandon back. You know, he was doing it via Zoom. He had a little, but he back in the building.
I'm off the sick and shut in list, fellas.
Hey, prayer do work.
Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your prayers.
Prayer do work.
Viewers, I really appreciate your prayers.
Hey, we appreciate you. We saw you in the comments. Not really, but if you commented, we would see it.
Yeah, boy, it's crazy, man.
But
Thank you.
hey, fellas, one last little shout out. Hey, my Aggies, we did it. We had Greensboro on fire, did we? Go, Gio.
We're more important business.
But let's get to it. We know what the people want to know. How did this past Sunday go for you? What you thought about it? More importantly, after we talk about what you saw, Adam, you know we didn't give it to him last week. I heard it more than once. Where was the wing update? We must have it. So, but we can get to the game first. B-Dot, Brandon, glasses and hat. What you thought?
Pathetic performance from the very first drive. It's pathetic performance, fellas. There's nothing to be proud of with the game. Marcus Mariota came in. Marcus Mariota, not even Jalen Daniels. I expected him to put 40 up anyway, but I didn't expect him to put 40 up with Marcus Mariota. I mean, No disrespect. I mean, he is a Heisman Trophy winner, but he ain't really did too much in the league. The man was on the Netflix show and quit the Netflix show because he lost his job. Yeah. He came in and put 40 up on us. 40. That guy.
He was basically out the league. He was about to be out the league.
Bro, he was out the league, bro. Like, it's crazy what we put up. The tape, what we put on tape on Sunday was just pathetic. I mean, it's inexcusable. That was just all-time low to me. It's all-time low to me. It was all-time low to me. It was crazy.
Rock bottom, bro?
Bro, rock bottom. We at the bottom. It was, man, I can't even.
I don't know what to say.
Me and you both had them scoring 40. You didn't think we would score much. I thought we would get in the 30s. And that first drive, we had a little fake trick run play. Sanders get a few yards. Then Andy hit Deontay Johnson. And then next thing you know, out of all the plays, pick six on a screenplay. Like, you only throwing the ball 5 yards. And from there, I was like, yeah, we're not going.
Demoralizing, bro.
And then he come right back, next drive. Oh, do I need to throw y'all another one? Like, they have a bad defense. And he made their defense look elite. And, yeah, like, it was just sad.
It's crazy because, it's any given Sunday. So when you get your first drive started off good, we have a little bit of optimism. Like, okay, let's see if we can build this and then carry over. And Andy crushed that shit, bro. I mean, because that drive did look good. I mean, when we know when we can mix it up, our running game looks solid, bro. After we get in obvious passing situations, we look like the worst team in football. Yep. The worst team in football.
And it's like, these are 2 weeks in a row where it's just like gut wrenching, right there at the red zone or in the red zone, like picks. Like, what is going on? Like, and the picks are bad picks. It ain't like he got tricked. These are like, yo, you are a true veteran. You've played in multiple offenses. Former Pro Bowler, former playoff quarterback. Like, you still making these mistakes?
They were getting some pressure back there, but that was probably one of the times. I mean, I feel like that was one of the games we got pressured the worst this season. You know, they was giving us a lot of pressure, but still, there's no excuse for some of those plays. Andy doesn't. It's crazy how some games. I mean, that's what makes Andy, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes he looks confident, and the other times you like, why would you make that pass?
It just showed why. I felt like this was a game. Really, last couple of weeks we've been seeing why Andy was a backup quarterback in the league for this long. You know what I'm saying? Like if you need him to do spot duty, 2 wins a season potentially, cool. You know, your quarterback get hurt, little rib injury, little nagging ankle, but to be a full-time starter, he's just not him anymore. And you can see why.
And I think like this just helps if AJ Green want to push for a Hall of Famer, like him, even with Cincinnati, if you look at his stats, like he's a completely different quarterback away from AJ Green. Like all those Pro Bowl, anytime he had a good game, he's had a true elite receiver to like bail him out. And clearly we don't have that. So yeah,
AJ Green's a Hall of Famer in my book.
Oh, it confirmed it. It confirmed it for me. Like
class of 08.
Like this, it's completely confirmed.
It takes 2, but I get what you're saying. Because I get what you're saying, but Andy does have an arm. Nobody has ever confused. Maybe for the first couple of years, you confuse like what can he be, but I feel like after a while, you kind of realize, okay, Andy is. You know, they put him in tier. Nick Wright says it best. It's like you got the dudes who can truly put a team on your back, and I'm not even talking about Mahomes. He's in a category by himself. But then you got that next level, Lamar, Josh, and them dudes. That entire next level, it's like what's the analogy he uses? It's like it's almost like they're just one of the train cars. It's like they can not derail the train. A Dak Prescott, those type of dudes, you give them pieces, they can eat. I feel like Andy Dalton, his peak, he was probably somewhere on that level, a Kirk Cousins level type of dude.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Like, I mean, a little worse than Kirk Cousins, but you know what I'm saying.
We're going to analogy route.
I mean, probably a little better. He made the playoffs a lot more often. They won a division when he was with Cincinnati.
Yeah, like 5 years in a row.
I just say Kirk Cousins, man, sometimes he don't show up, but Andy makes stupid-ass decisions. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the difference between Kirk. Like, I feel like Kirk just – I don't even know, man. Kirk will have a good stat line at the end of the game like a Dak, and they just didn't play well. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
Yeah, going back, you talking analogies like Bucky kind of, I say, put it best too, is with quarterbacks, you have tractors and you have trailers. Like there's very few tractors. Cam Newton in his heyday was a tractor who can pull the team, and Andy Dalton in his prime is a trailer. Like if everything else is good, he can go along with the ride.
What I say, a train car?
Yeah. It's okay.
Why ain't y'all call me out right then and there?
Thomas the choo-choo.
Hey, brother.
Why ain't y'all call me right there? I mean, I know.
Because I look, man, I thought you knew something that I didn't know. I ain't going to step on your blessing. I just come through with something that sounds a tad bit better.
In front of all our viewers, man.
Come on, man. We we out here. So, with that being said, fellas, speaking of other podcasters and people in the media, there was a question that came up: is the Panthers the worst team of the decade? And I'm just gonna go ahead and open and say yes. And we got a lot more being the worst team. I have mentioned before. Right now, we are on the 6th year of a Browns 20-year run. We every year have a new starting quarterback. We have nothing really outside of Derek Brown that we feel completely sure about having any type of success in the future. And we have done nothing. Like we're going through quarterbacks, and then these quarterbacks are going to lead divisions in Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
The only moment of sunshine we had was those couple weeks right before we re-signed Cam, and then Cam came back and we realized he couldn't throw it no more. I just don't even know an argument for another team being worse than us.
I feel
this
like
decade.
If you go decade, then I feel like it's definitely probably us. I mean, I'd have to think because it was 2024. So are you talking about from basically the Super Bowl on, or are you gonna count the Super Bowl year? Because if that almost takes us out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we've been to the Super Bowl in the past decade.
So when I think of this decade, I'm thinking of it as the
2020s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I think it's hands down us.
Or how about this? since Tepper's on the team, do you think there's been a team that's been worse than us?
Oh no, that's different. Well, first off, as a Kings fan, I'm familiar with this territory. As a Sacramento Kings fan, I've been a part of this before. I've been a part of the worst team in a decade before. So as the Panthers, being that we're going from the 2020s up, yeah, right now it's hard for me to say yes right now, but are we trending that way? Yes, I can say that. We haven't made any substantial moves in the 2020s. We've gotten worse. The only thing, like you said, was that publicity stunt that Tepper put together, bringing Cam back. Clearly, we know that was a publicity stunt now at this point, because Tepper did everything to change the franchise since he's got the franchise. We went from Pepsi to Coca-Cola sponsorship now. You know what I'm saying? We barely got the Bojangles in there. He took Jerry Richardson's statue down.
Yeah, this is why I do think we've hit rock bottom. Listen to this. All right, so the top worst defenses, top 5 worst defenses ever in terms of points allowed. Okay, you got the Colts in 81, they allow 533 points. The Lions in 2020, 519. Commanders 518 in 2023. Lions 517, and then the Jets 504. Fellas, we're on pace to allow 590.
It's a different league, though. I will say, they're putting a lot.
In 2020, they just allowed 519.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but I'm thinking about the 1981 team. You giving up that, and that's not a non-passing league. That's a lot of yards back then.
I mean, I don't even know if it really depends on the passing yards, because remember back in the day, a dude like Jim Brown might break 2 or 3.
He might go for 236.
Runs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like, that's how OJ got the record in less amount of games. You know what I mean?
The juice, man.
RIP the juice. Man. Hope we don't lose no followers and win the Bible Belt. Win the Bible Belt.
Hey, man.
It is what it is.
Hey,
Shout out to
say that for Black History Month.
Hey, I just want to say we're gonna continue the conversation. Hey, shout out to our viewers in India. Like we got a couple views out there, so shout y'all out. We global. I forgot to mention that at the top. We out here global.
Yeah.
Come on now. What other Panther pod?
We're wide.
Like, but
out there in India.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we out there.
Shout out, man.
When I heard y'all say that, I don't know why that came back to me, but it did.
But yeah, man, I feel like
let's get a game out there, man. Let's get a game out there.
But, yeah, we definitely are in the running for probably worst team of the decade for sure. Because if you're going from the 2020s on, defense historically bad, offense is historically bad. We probably had 2 or 3 games this season where I guarantee you we were under 10 first downs for the game.
We're on our third coach too.
Yeah, so going through coaches. Gone through quarterbacks. I don't know how many quarterbacks have we gone through in 4 years? 4?
No, more than that.
So yeah, we're probably
more than that. Because you
got
PJ
Walker.
We should put that in the poll. Put it on
2 gloves.
Yeah,
we'll put that on YouTube in the poll.
Baker.
But I would say the only team that's up for debate would be the Jets. Patriots and Giants, they both made the playoffs, so they can't be in the conversation. It's really just us and the Jets for us. And I would still say us because at least the Jets have right now more building blocks like Surtain.
Why can't the Patriots been in there?
Because they made the playoffs. They made the playoffs. They made the playoffs. What you call it? Rookie season. Mac Jones. Yeah,
he ain't been in long. That was 2020 when he came in.
Yeah, that was Cam year because Cam was their quarterback during COVID.
Yeah, so 2021 actually.
I guess so.
Yeah. So
that year we could have made the playoffs. Then next year we could have made the playoffs.
The Raiders have made the playoffs. Remember Derek Carr, the year that John Gruden got fired at towards the end of the season, he stood on his head. They made the playoffs. Yeah, it's just us and the Jets, though. It's really just us and the Jets.
Nah, it's probably been some teams have been just as bad. I just can't think of it right now.
Everybody else in our division been in the playoffs. The East, the Commanders.
Because like I said, if you take a 4-year gap, then we've had the worst 4-year run. Because like I said, if you took a 10-year gap, this team like the Jaguars, they'd rather be us. You know what I'm saying? Than them. In 10 years, bro.
Are you counting the Super Bowl or not? Because if you count,
that's what I said, 10 years. Yeah.
The Super Bowl, okay. I'm about to say because if you go just a year after, they done made the playoffs.
We've let go of pieces, bro. If we didn't just do everything we just did, we wouldn't look like the worst team in football.
Yeah,
we had C-Mac, we had DJ Moore.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. We didn't look like the worst team in football, so we looked like we were talking like we just needed a quarterback. We were.
That's what we were. That's what, and that was the reason for the Bryce trade is they made it seem like we were just a piece of quarterback away. You know what I'm saying? And clearly we was
that's
not.
Why we don't get paid to make decisions, because we thought we were.
It's the PR team, man. Shout out to the Panthers PR team, man. They didn't sell me on it this year. Had good content, but they wouldn't sell me on it.
So I think it's time we talk about the one thing in this past 10 years that we definitely lead the league in, and that's quarterback car accidents. Andy Dalton was in a car accident, and now we have Bryce Young back starting. Do y'all expect any improvement from what we saw in the first two games? More the same? And also, what is your thoughts on this game coming up against the Broncos? Another 4:00 game. Dragging out my pain. Let's go ahead and break my heart from 1 to 4.
First off, prayers up to the Dalton family. Glad that you're safe, and the family's safe. As far as this week, I hope I see improvement from Bryce. I expect to see an improvement from Bryce. I mean, It's got to go up. What he put on tape the first 2 weeks clearly was unacceptable. I know I continue to beat the dead horse about that, but we all know it was. So there's really only up from here. So I hope that he's took that time. I still think it's a little early for him I really was hoping, right after the bye week, that's when he would start around week 13 or so, get the job back and see what he is. But, I mean, at this point, hey, a quarterback's hurt, you got to step up. So I hope to see an improvement. Hope he sat back and learned. I still don't honestly think it was enough time yet, but I'm hoping to see an improvement. I still think we're going to lose. Sean Payton has definitely ran through our division. You can definitely tell he's laid his mark. He's letting people know that I was with the Saints for a long time, and he's breaking all the good teams down in our division. Clearly, he knows the game plan. He knows what goes on. You know what I'm saying? He smacked the Falcons. He smacked the Bucs. So I don't expect most of the same.
He don't be allowing a lot of points because they don't score a lot of points either.
Yeah, so it's just like, man, I expect us to lose probably. I mean, I think they're giving up. I expect the score to be 16-35 Broncos. We're averaging giving up 35 points a game. So I'm gonna say along with the average.
I see like 21 to 6. I don't think we're gonna score any touchdowns on them. I think we score a couple field goals, but I think they'll score. And I'm hoping that Bryce does. I do expect to see some improvement. You know what I mean? Whether if it's just in him, there were certain plays where he was just going to a check down early. He wasn't even letting the play open. I don't even know if he was looking downfield. You know what I mean? I don't know what he was doing.
I think we've established the run a lot better too. We've established the run a lot better since first 2 weeks when he was.
I honestly think it was hand in hand to Carter, because in my mind, I feel like dudes was keying in on the run because they were looking at the tape and they were like, Bryce ain't about to pass the ball downfield. You know what I mean? True. Whereas Andy, he'll put that bitch in harm's way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a little different.
I think he's going to look the same or worse. I hate that they're playing him. I think we had a better chance of maybe getting a 5th or 4th round pick. The more he played, that shit is just going to plummet. He's not the answer. He might will look good with like a San Fran where everything is there for him. I got us losing 50-8. What? That's what I got.
50-8.
And matter of fact, I don't know why. Hold on. That's what I'm about to say. The way I get 8 from is like we score late and Dave Canal is like, oh, we still trying, go for 2, like some dumb shit like that.
You think they're gonna put a 50?
Yeah.
50-8.
I would bet if you look over the past like 10, 15 years, Sean Payton probably got the most 50-point games.
Yeah, but not with this team. That man.
Well, they put up 40.
Not with Bo Nix.
But then they put up.
They haven't put up 40 this year.
I thought they beat the Saints 40.
They did. They beat them 47-7.
Yeah, they put up 47.
They put up 47.
Yeah,
on that Thursday night game.
Like defensive touchdowns.
That was a Thursday night game.
I didn't watch that shit.
Nobody did. We were watching baseball.
But that's what I'm saying. So against what we think is at least a serviceable defense, they put up 47.
But that was a Saints though. That was a revenge game. You got to keep that in mind. Those are his players. He knew everything about that Saints team. So I think that's easy for him to scheme up. 47.
He got me nervous now. Hey, look, Spake might
50-8.
Be I just wouldn't be surprised. Carter, Marcus Mariota just put up 40 points on that. So
thank you.
So I don't even. What you're saying doesn't equate to anything, really.
Man.
When y'all was talking, I thought 60, but I was like, it's gonna sound like I'm being crazy. So my tune down was 50. That was me being conservative.
Bro, he texted me because I told you I was gonna be driving during the game. So, I hadn't seen the game yet. He was like, yeah, Marcus Mariota in here tearing our ass up. And I was like, I said, nigga, what did you just say? I had to make sure. I said, Marcus Mariota? He's like, he's in the league, bro? He's like, yeah, he's tearing our ass up.
Bruh.
There was one stretch where they say he went like 8 for 8 or 9 for 9 over a couple of.
He was fucking us up, man.
And we ain't talking dinking and dunking. We talking.
Yeah, he was letting it fly, looking like practice. Jalen Daniels came out there.
I'm gonna tell you,
he caught all his targets.
I'm gonna tell you how
he only had like 2. Terry didn't have a great week.
This is exactly how he looked. He looked like Andy Dalton looked in his first game. Just like, I don't care, let that thing air out. Like, yeah.
And he had nothing to lose.
And we had nobody near nobody. It was just
secondary depleted, no pass rush. I still don't know who Charles Harris is. We still don't know.
Yeah.
We cut Shaq Lawson.
The defense is terrible. Are you willing to say Trevin Wallace is?
I like Trevin Wallace though for what he is, bro. You gotta think about it. He's gonna be a quality middle linebacker. He's gonna be a starter in this league. You gotta think about it. We don't have any other think about it. That's what I'm saying. When he had 15 tackles, you gotta think about the front 7. We have nobody in playing D tackle who's really gonna be able to command a block. They're automatically getting to the second level. And he still got 15 tackles. You know what I'm saying? Their linemen are getting the second level every time. He's shedding, and then still making the tackle, making plays, and got 15 tackles. I like what I seen from him. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the people in front of him, your linebackers got to be able to roam. The people in front of him ain't good. So,
yeah,
still bright spot to me.
Yeah. I guess it's like in my mind, we weren't looking as bad until the linebackers went down, and so now that it's a spotlight on him in the defense. Like, obviously, I'm not saying that you're saying he's ready, but I don't know. It's just in my mind, I'm like, he is surrounded by CFL players. I get that. So in my mind, I'm like, somebody got to get the damn tackles. But you're right.
I really like Sanders, the tight end. Like
he had a good week. He had a great game.
Like I really like him. Like that's how I think by the end of the season, he's easily the best player on offense. Like outside of
I'm not gonna go that far.
Receiving threat. Let me put it that way. The best receiving threat on offense.
Over Johnson?
Yeah, I think so. Because he can be more of a matchup nightmare. I already think he's a little more consistent catching the ball. Granted, Johnson gets open a lot more, but it ain't Ted Ginn 50-50, but
you just got to keep getting better with his blocking. I do like what I see out of him as a pass catcher, though.
Yeah.
He's nice. I like having both him and Trimble, though.
Yeah, we need both of them. We need a 2 tight end set.
Yeah.
I like having both of them. But yeah, man, it's hard for me to find any optimism on any side of the ball right now, fellas. We just look so bad.
I honestly, over the past 2 games, and I thought if we had a distributor of the football who can just distribute it, man, I think our offense, of course, wouldn't be like a top 10 offense, but it should be just average. Yeah, like just very average and serviceable. Like even though we had a Baker Mayfield, like we may not be a playoff team, but you'll go, you know what? We can constantly get close to 20.
Yeah, but that sounds like we're still losing 25-40.
Yeah,
because the defense is still trash.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's not a blow. Well, I mean, a blowout in the NFL, they say a blow anything over 2 scores. So technically 10 and up
every week.
Yeah, we can do that. Man. We'll be like 2, try 3 or 4. So
it's just getting scary for us, fellas. That's all it is.
So
just for Travis.
So what's just running again? What's your scores you got?
I'm going 30. I'm going 35-15.
I'm going to go 21-6 Broncos.
I'm gonna go 56 just because 6 is 50-6 just because the 6 is a little more.
So Eddie gonna miss the field goal, or we gonna go 2 field goals? Or Eddie gonna miss the extra point?
He went down on us. He didn't go down on us.
I know.
He said, "No, I can't get 2 field goals, but they'll get 50."
I really want to say 60, but I'm gonna stick to 50. So
go with the 60.
But
we play somebody who'll probably get 50 or 60 on us this year.
I think
they might feel bad about us.
Don't we play the Chiefs?
Yeah.
No,
watch that be the game, like Worthy have his coming out game. Like he's
true. They got DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah,
that'll be his like. Let's really practice everything.
Yeah,
Travis Kelce.
And Reed gonna call the dogs. Andy Reed gonna call the dogs.
No, usually in those games, that's when Andy Reed's come out with the trick plays,
so he can practice.
Yeah,
that's like live practice.
He gonna have.
But my thing is with 50 though, that means you probably had to get some pick sixes and stuff like that.
You ain't seen our defense.
I was about to say I see fumbles.
They gonna have to strip set. Yeah.
I see a lot of different stuff happening,
And
man.
you think Bryce ain't gonna throw it to the other team at least 3 to 4 times?
Bryce for MVP, man.
Hey.
I just wish we had a
Bryce for
G
MVP,
League where
man.
he could go and get reps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't want to send him to
The
Canada.
South Bay Panthers.
Right. I wish we had the South Bay Panthers where we could just send him to go get reps, man.
The Stockton
We can't
Panthers.
keep starting over like this.
They claim the SEC is supposed to be this minor league, and that shit ain't translating.
We might not be good enough to play in the SEC the way the team looking right
there's
now.
no magic elixir. They used to say that about Ohio State quarterback. CJ broke that mold. You know, you never know which one of these SEC quarterbacks is going to be good. I mean, you just never know, bro.
So, with that being said, you know, we're predominantly a Panther pod, but at the same time, as the season wanes, we're going to have to incorporate more of the NFL. And I was just wondering, from this past weekend or this weekend we're going into, is there anything around the league that caught your guys' attention, something you thought was interesting?
I mean, I think the trade deadline, all the trade deadline stuff has been going on, has been good. I'm really interested to see where Cooper Kupp going to end up at. You know what I'm saying? With Hopkins going to the Chiefs, of course, that's interesting. You know, you traded, you got Cooper going to the Bills, and then you got Adams with the Jets. So, I mean, when's the trade deadline, tomorrow or next week?
I don't know.
But at least we'll still be, they say they're not done yet. So I think that's what's been interesting around the league to me right now.
I'd say
NFL never been like
for
that.
me, it was definitely the Adams trade. I don't know why. I was hoping that the Jets, you know, could make a season out of this. I'm still hoping they could turn it around. So I just like to see, you know, good football. So I mean, I was hoping that by having Adams, it would make their offense really pop. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think the Cooper trade to the Bills, massive. Like, just to have him still have somewhat of a number one receiver, and Cooper is pretty reliable. I think Hopkins playing that Rashee Rice role of just being a possession catcher, huge. I think the Adams trade don't matter. That is, I think Adams going to the Jets is no different than Adams coming to our team. Like, I don't think the Jets is a good team. So
I can see why you say that. I mean, I feel like he's going to help them situationally. They weren't getting blown out in any of their games. They were like possessions away from like the two. There was 2 games that ended on bad throws to Mike Williams. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking if he had Devontae in that position, that might have gone differently. So, I mean, and if that was the case, they could be sitting at 4-2 right now. So, I mean, you never know. I get what you're saying. It's not going to make them if you don't think they're going to make the playoffs, that ain't going to change your mind on it. But I do feel like it makes them a better team.
yeah, I feel like you can't lose close without losing. So,
I mean, bruh, I meant to mention. We be talking about it. It's so funny seeing Bates out there, man. Coach Bates out there, man.
Damn, Bates, shout out to he coach. I believe he's a assistant special teams coach. Man, shout out to the Raw Room, man.
Shout out to the Raw Room.
Shout out to the Raw Room.
He be so hyped out there on the sideline. Like he looks like a player.
Yeah,
like, you know,
he doesn't wear a headset.
Faces.
He doesn't wear a headset. I'm like, what coach doesn't have a headset on?
He be whipping the boys with the sweat towel and wiping his head, and you can see like, yo. He be out there. That shit's so crazy.
But I know they rock with him because when Blackshear went down, he was the first one out there. You know what I'm saying? Like making sure the players were straight and all that. So he probably doing more for the locker room than we.
I'm sure.
You know
just
what I'm
like
saying?
One of the guys.
Yeah, the coach was like one of the guys.
He probably be lifting with them.
Man, come pull up on us, Bates, man. Hey, I know the coaching schedule is like grueling, man, but hey, man, I know you got some time. Bro. Come pull up on us. It's about 30 minutes, man. Come holla at. Come check us out, man.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Show you these Charlotte streets, man.
Funny.
Hey, man.
Memphis.
Man, it's a whole nother week of Dab Sports, the number one growing Panther pod in the world. Hey, and when I say the world, we talking multiple continents. We ain't even talking multiple countries. Like, we mean it.
We global. Come on now.
You know, hey, like, comment, subscribe, share that thing. Then guess what? Go to Spotify. We over at Spotify yet?
We on Spotify.
We on Spotify. Go over there. I know we on Apple Podcasts. You didn't even know we was there. Go over there. Like, comment, subscribe.
Dab Sports on IG. Dab Sports 704 on IG.
IG. What's the Twitter?
Dab Sports 704.
Is there a TikTok coming soon? I thought about that. We need to throw our shorts with it. Hey, don't be stealing our shorts. But share them. Like, comment. And once again, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Until next time.
Keep pounding.
Hey. And then roll over and pound some more.